Hello, my name is Michael, and welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. It's good to be with you again. I spent the week in Omaha for business, and while there, I had the opportunity to spend a nice evening with my beautiful friend Jennifer Vaughn. You probably know her from Psychic Me, but I had the opportunity to spend some time with her and her husband Justin, and it was just great. I was happy to see her again. She's such an amazingly beautiful person. She hasn't been online doing a lot of readings lately because she's been working on some other projects, but I have faith she will be back soon. So that'll be a good thing to see her. But it was great to see Jennifer. While there, I also got to meet a lot of new people. I'll talk to anyone, and I met people on the street in different places, and it was just a beautiful time. I will say Omaha is very cold, too cold for me. So I'm sending a lot of warmth and loving thoughts to the people that live in Omaha because it's cold there right now. Um, for this, I am doing a collective reading. It's just tapping into the general energy, and this is for the next week to come. It's really kind of a timeless type of thing. So, whenever you see this, it could apply to your life in that moment. It's not going to resonate maybe with everyone, but I think there's a lot here. Now, this is my second run at this. I did the first recording and it went well. But when I was finished, it's like my team said, you kind of missed some stuff there. And I was kind of shown what that was. And I thought, wow, yeah, I really did, didn't I? Um, After they revealed some stuff to me, I thought it makes more sense. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use the same cards, everything I did before. But in the first recording, you got to see me shuffle and pull them. So I'm keeping those cards. Now, for this, I begin with a rune of Berkana. And this is to kind of set the overall tone or energy for the read that comes up. And Berkana is from the runes are broken into three different groupings. And this is the third grouping, or Tears Et, as it's called. And this rune means growth. Now, it also means birch. Now, birch, if you think about it, the birch trees are the first ones to leaf out in the spring after cold, hard winter, because birches live in some pretty extreme conditions, but they're the first ones to leaf out, and it's about growth. Now, this third grouping of runes also has to do with the interrelationship between humans and also war and peace or war and justice, excuse me, and the interrelationships between humans. So there are two different things there, and there's a duality that shows up, and it's going to run throughout this reading. And that duality is the interrelationship we have with ourselves and how that affects the relationship we have with other people. And so that sets the tone. I also decided to throw some dice. I was led to do that. And what came up were two fives. Now, this could be added to make a 10, and 10 is about the end of something, and you can turn and make, the one and the zero becomes a one, so it's kind of a new beginning. So what this energy shows is there is a transformation taking place. It's transitioning. The darkness is over and new light is happening, starting to leaf out fresh. It's like springtime is here in our life, and that's the duality. Now, it can also be looked at as two different fives. And a five is about again, it's that transition and change that takes place in the middle of something. So I want to stick with that throughout this reading, the duality here. And I pulled one oracle card, and that is from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron-Reid. And the card that came out on this was the Dreamwalker. And this camera, as much as I paid for it, you would think it would focus better, right? No. But the Dreamwalker, and it says dreams, the collective good and illusions. So I'm going to come back to that in just a minute. I am going to pull two tarot cards from Tarot of Oppositions. I have never used this deck before. I've had it for a long time, but I've never used it. And we're going to see how this works. And it plays out really nicely because remember, two fives can be a transition or change taking place in two different areas. And I'm thinking those areas are within yourself and then also with other people. So The first card that comes out is the Hermit. Now, this is in the reverse or the negative. And if you see the poor hermit, this is a person that has been in solitude a little too long. Their little light has gone out, their lamp is not lit, and they just have really gone within. And this is a hard place to be because if you've been dealing with this or you've spent a lot of time in shadow work and trying to get trying to find out what's wrong, trying to heal things in your life, that can become a trap. And after a while, you can sequester yourself so long that you actually start to believe that no one wants you, that you don't belong anywhere. And I think that's where the dream walker kind of comes in. It's these illusions that we have. It's where life in a dream, we don't, is it real? Is it not real? It's somewhere in between, and you're kind of walking this line right now. And you may have created in your mind these illusions that you don't fit in, you don't belong, you are you've missed the mark, any number of things that we do to ourselves because our mind can play tricks on us when we spend too much time in it. So I'm all for shadow work for other people. I just don't like to spend a lot of time there because I tend to spiral. And if we are always looking to solve every problem before we feel good enough to step out there and take action, it's never going to happen. There's a point where you have to say, enough's enough. I know my past. I know everything I've done. If I could have done better, I would have. I chose not to. It is what it is. I've learned the lesson. I see my mistakes. I see where I grew. I'm going to take what I have right now, come out of my little dark cave and move forward. And that's the opposition or the reverse of the hermit. Here you have a person stepping out. They have their lamp. It's lit up. There's a star in the background leading them. So they are inspired. They're tapping into their intuition, and they are now going out into the world to share their wisdom and knowledge with other people. This is a person that says, I've lived. They've lived through that. And they've lived and they're out to share their wisdom with people. And that's the two fives. That's that duality going on. And it's time to do that. In the Dreamwalker, it says the collective good. And that's what we're meant to do. As a however you choose to label yourself, if you're a light worker or you're just a gosh darn good person, you want to go out and help other people. You've spent a lot of time on yourself. Now it's time to share that with others. The second card that came out was the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is one where in the negative, so this would be if the hermit, the negative hermit drew a Five of Pentacles, it would be the negative. And this is a person that just truly feels defeated. I mean, bad. It's like it's hopeless, it's negative, nothing good's ever going to happen. It's going to be one financial thing after the other, just happening, happening. Nothing good can come of it. And again, this is a five, so it's that change. And what needs to change is flipping it to the positive to say, you know what? There is hope. You'll notice in this card, there is a little dove right back there behind her, and the person has their hand out, but they have hope now. And they realize it's not as bad as it seems. It's gonna look up because once you move from the five to the six, it starts getting better. So that's possibly where your energy has been and what you are coming out of. It's very positive. You've spent enough time. It's now time just to go out there and say, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just make it happen. It's going to be okay. So I also wanted to pull a card from a kind of a bonus deck, and I'm pulling from Dragon Oracle cards by Diana Cooper. And the reason I chose this, or my guides directed me to it, I understand now. It's because it's a certain energy that we have to make this transition. I remember quite a long time ago, I would hear people talk about how they have dragons, and I thought, well, I want one. I don't have one. And I remember I got a reading once from a person, and the very last thing they said is, "Oh, by the way, you realize you have a dragon, right?" And I'm like, "Well, really? No, I didn't know that. I've never been told that." So I was fascinated by that. And I asked my spirit team, my guides, one evening. I said, I want to feel dragon energy. What is that? Whether dragons actually existed or what, I don't know, but I want to feel the energy. And they allowed me to experience that. And the way it came across for me was it's a very confident type of energy. You have courage, and not that you're going to go out and fight the world, but that you're going to go out and fight for yourself to say, I'm worthy of this. I want what I want to pursue my dreams, my goals. It's a courageous type of energy, and we definitely need that always in our life, but maybe right now that's something that you definitely need to tap into. Get your dragon energy up. And the card that came up is Golden Orange Dragon expands your light for ascension. Now remember, the hermit in the upright, his light is lit and he has the star behind him. He's going out there being a light and a beacon to the world to share his knowledge. And it says, be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. And that's the energy to take forward this week. Whatever you're going through right now, however bad it seems, realize that you're going through this transition, this change, because it's time to do so. You've spent a lot of time letting things go, cleaning out what no longer serves you. Well, have you stopped to think about, are you serving yourself? Because if you're not, there's not a lot of good there. You really can't have a high vibration if you're always beating yourself up. So raise that vibration and go out there and share with the world. That's where the interrelationships of humans, of Berkana comes in. That's also the power of the energy that's there. So this collective reading shows you have a lot of energy coming your way. It's all around you. You just need to tap into it, do what you need to for yourself to be the best possible person you can be where you are right now. You don't have to go back to past lives and try to correct some things right now to try to make yourself a better person. Accept who you are right now because you're perfect. All of your imperfections make you perfect for where you are to go out and talk to people. It's interesting because the most flawed person, and however you see yourself, you can say, wow, I made all these mistakes and I had all these patterns and cycles that I was stuck in. That makes you perfect to be able to help other people that are going through the same patterns and cycles because you are a peaceful warrior. You've fought that battle, you've survived it, you know what you're talking about. And that's what makes you perfect for the ones that you need to work with. Accept and embrace your magnificence because you definitely are a magnificent person. So I hope that this reading has given you something to think about for the week. If not to think about all kinds of other weird things or something, but something for you to think about yourself, to just give yourself some grace, love yourself, and accept that you're ready to move forward and go even higher in life. You've come a long way. You're already successful. If you weren't successful, you wouldn't be watching this reading. I'm telling you that right now, okay? You're already successful. So don't beat yourself up. Just say, I'm going to go one rung higher or two or three more. Just go to the top of the ladder because you can do anything that you set your mind to. It's there for you, and embrace your dragon energy. That's going to help you the most. Anyway, thank you for following me on the metaphysical journey, and I hope you have a beautiful week on purpose and with purpose. Good night.